Hello, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode number 41 of the Everything NYJ podcast. Currently, we are live on YouTube, we are live on Facebook, and we are live on Twitter. So you have multiple selections to choose from, where you'd like to listen to us, but you better be listening to us because this is the best Jets podcast on the internet.
There you go. I love the
So,
confidence.
before we get into the video, I just wanted to wish a very special happy birthday to our own Gino. He turned 30
Thank
today. He's
you.
officially old,
I am
but
officially in my 30s. Officially in my 30s.
I'll be there in a couple years, but just wanted to wish you a happy birthday, man. I hope you're enjoying your day. If you
A
guys
great day.
haven't already, go onto Twitter, go onto Instagram, wish Gino a happy birthday, make his day super special because he loves entertaining you guys and he loves the feedback from you guys, and you guys should show the same back. All right, so we have a couple of things that we're going to get into today, but got to get everything out of the way first. So before we get into the video, I just wanted to mention you could follow us on all social media platforms at Everything NYJ. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Looks like that. If you would like to, and you'd be kind enough to subscribe to the channel, that would really help us out, especially if you're new here. We have daily videos covering training camp. We're covering the season, preseason, whatever's going on with the Jets. We have you covered, so you don't want to miss any of our videos. So Gino, what would you like to start off with? What are you feeling?
Man, a lot is going on. It's. It, I hate using the term, same old Jets, but it's
Mm,
just it sucks. Like that's all you hear is the same old Jets, right? With Zach Wilson going down now he's going to get surgery, tomorrow or Wednesday, and we won't hear the final results until they go in and check out his meniscus, check out the PCL that he re-injured about 10 months ago. And when you have back-to-back injuries like that for a knee, that's really tough on a quarterback. So I'm not really like going to be all gun ho on Zach Wilson until I know what they did after surgery. I had the same injury. I tore my meniscus and a couple ligaments. They said I was only going to be out for 2 to 4 weeks, but once they had the surgery, I was out the rest of my soccer season. So I
oh wow.
understand. I totally understand what Wilson is going through and how much it's just a grind and a struggle and how much it sucks when okay, 2 to 4 weeks, that's great. I'll come back, maybe third game. But afterwards, if it's still good news and there's no more damage, then we'll be good to go. I know we got Flacco, I know we got maybe White and
Mike White.
Stringer, number 15.
But do you think
So it's
Strickler is
just
making the team?
I think he'll make practice squad in my opinion. I think because I don't think we're going to go anywhere with Mike White. I think we'll keep Flacco. Everyone keeps saying that we're going to try and get Jimmy Garoppolo, and I
No,
shouldn't say
not him.
everyone, but a lot of people have been saying that lately in the media, and I'm like, no, don't, no, 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 no. We
Well,
don't we
I
don't need
think
Jimmy. We don't need Jimmy.
I don't remember who shared it, but somebody shared like the contract between Joe Flacco and Jimmy Garoppolo, and it was like
Right,
Flacco's is like 1 million, Garoppolo's is like 27 million, and like
right,
it doesn't make any sense. Flacco's been with the Jets for what 3-4 years now. Like he's been around, he's familiar with the system. He knows the playbook. It's not
right.
like he's just like some veteran coming in. Like he has experience in the system.
And not only that, like they compared Garoppolo's contract with Flacco and Wilson, and honestly, it's around the same thing. And I know Flacco's probably as much more a little bit, but it's around the same type of money. So I just don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. I did hear through a source that that something's cooking. Joe Douglas is cooking something, and either he's going to go out and get another guy on defense or offense or QB. But I still think Douglas is not done. We're making cuts right now. It's going to go down to 82 people instead of 85. I think now I think about it. I think it's at 85 right now for each team in the
I think it's
NFL.
isn't it 90?
So it was at 90. Now it's at 85.
Okay.
So I think eventually it will figure out more what we do with that, in my opinion. Now,
Right.
when it comes to there's always the notable, who's going to get cut. You got Shepard, you got Curry. I
Curry
know
is talked
Curry
about a
is
lot.
it, yeah, and I'm okay with it. I do like Curry a lot, but we'll see what happens. But I think the biggest thing right now is just to find out the connection with Flacco and just seeing what's up with the Wilson injury. And also going from the game, I know I'm flopping back and forth with all these topics, but what really impressed me during the game, Liam, and I know you didn't watch the game and everything, which is all good, but
Well, in my
Clemens,
defense, I didn't watch the game because I was at a bachelor party and like
I
they
know,
just didn't have the game on. All right, no, just everyone at home knows, it's not like I was just like, I'm watching soap operas tonight.
yeah, you
So no,
were.
I feel like I saw the important part. Like I saw what I
Yeah.
needed to see from the game. Um,
Hmm.
I saw Wilson's injury, no contact. It's just the way he moved. I saw Michael Clemens getting after it, and I
Right,
love that because, as
right.
everybody knows, I am a huge Michael Clemens fan. I love the guy. I think he's phenomenal. And we're gonna get into that, but I also saw, which I didn't like, Mims.
Mims was not good. He had a
He's
couple
not
good
helping his
plays.
case.
He had a couple good plays, but that was it with Mike White.
The
But that
Jets,
was it.
the Jets are doing everything possible to give this kid the upper hand.
I
They're
agree.
they're putting him on special teams now, which they didn't do last year.
Right,
He's not
right.
helping his case at all.
I agree.
And unfortunately, I think from here on out, he's only gonna devalue himself. Like, he's only hurting his trade value. So
I
I could
agree.
see the Jets, possibly wanting to move on from him as fast as possible. Like he might not, it might not even come to, it might happen sometime this week. We don't know. Especially if
Right.
if there's somebody out there that Joe Douglas couldn't include him in a trade package because, like you said, Joe Douglas is cooking something.
He is
I think
cooking
quarterback
something.
is off the table. I don't
I
think we're
think,
getting another
yeah,
quarterback because
maybe,
that would
yeah.
just show that like we don't trust the quarterbacks that we have in the room now. So to
Right.
have five quarterbacks on the team, I think is just absurd. And but offensive line, yeah, that's something that I would like to get another one. So if we could include Mims in a trade possibly, I would do that. Mims in like maybe like a third round or something, depending on who
Right.
the guy is, obviously. But
Right. Right.
I would have no problem moving on from him at this point. I used to defend him, and like it's just he's not helping his own case. He's fighting in practice, which Salah doesn't like. He's just not helping his case, man. There's nothing else to say about it, really.
I mean, I'm very disappointed with Salah right now. I am not
Uh,
happy with Salah's performance. I know people are gonna say stuff. Salah's the king. Salah's got this. You know what? He is the answer at coaching for us, and I love Salah. But what he's doing lately, with saying one thing and then his players are doing another thing, and he's not like doing anything
he's
about
not
it.
disciplining the team.
He's not disciplining the team at all. Now, what he said about Quincy Williams with that one, he came out and it was disgusted and totally told him. And we all know how people make mistakes, and we get that. But it's one of those things where he he went to bat with that situation, but everything in training camp, it he hasn't really been holding his word a little bit. Now, I will say this: he said in his press conference that hey, I like the gritty. I like people going at it, except for punching. But then he said afterwards, which is a week later, after he said that, he said, "Hey, let them be guys that keep going." And I'm like, okay, why keep it going? I mean, you have your one of your old linemen keep punching, well, not punching, but like, well, yeah, I guess we could say punching. He's punching. He's getting in fights with Clemens. He's getting in fights with Lawson and even Quinn Williams. And it's like he ain't gonna make this team if he continues to do that. So
No.
it's Hammonds. It's Hammonds. So it's just
Yeah.
I don't like what Salah's doing right now. I hope it changes. Now, don't come at me, Jets fans, for saying that. I just think I want to see more. I want to see more out of his coaching. Now, I will say the Zach Wilson going down, yeah, that sucks. That's a bummer, and
Well, hold
that's a
on,
lot to do with
hold
it.
on.
That has a lot to do with
I
it, but
Right. I touching on Salah a little bit more before we move on. I 100% agree with you, right? I really do. And I know like Carl Lawson is pissed at him because he changed like last minute, like told Lawson that he wasn't playing, and Lawson is
Yeah,
dying to play. I mean,
right.
do I understand that? Like Lawson seems like one of those players that you need to save him from himself. You
I
know,
agree with
if
that.
if somebody was to tell him like, hey, you could chop off your right arm and sack the quarterback every single play for the rest of the game, there goes his right
Right.
arm. So like he seems like one of those kind of guys that like I said, you
Right.
need to save him from himself, which I understand that. Um, but you also don't want that friction because Salah, a lot of players came here because they like Salah. And now you don't want to hear like players starting to be like, well, like
Right.
he's not sticking to his word. And that kind of seems like a trendy topic that's going on a little bit. Um, as far as the punching, like I
Yeah.
don't agree with it, right? Like I understand like Sauce is talking a lot of trash. Like I don't mind the trash talking. It's competitive. Football is a competitive
I don't mind
sport.
trash talking.
And if I'm knocking on your butt every
Right.
play, then yeah, I'm knocking you on your butt and I'm telling you I'm knocking you on your butt. What are you gonna do about it? That's fine.
Right. Right.
But
Exactly.
if you get up and you
Exactly.
snuff me and now there's an all out brawl and it does kind of
Yeah.
have like that same old Jets mentality because it just seems like
Right.
they're not as close as so I was like, no, like they're brothers, they fight, brothers fight. Yes, they do. I understand
They
that.
do.
But these guys
They do.
but these guys are professional athletes who didn't look great in the first preseason game, right? And everyone is just
Right.
hyping them up like they're like the run Super Bowl champs. And like let's be honest, like first play of the game, kickoff, they ran it back for like an 80-yard touchdown. Like this team is far from perfect, and I think we had such a good offseason that our expectations are so high. They're too high. I was all offseason long saying 9-8. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think this is a 6-7 win team. I don't think they're as
Ah.
close as they say they are. And this could just be me being like the same old negative Jets fan because I've seen it for so many years. Every year we win the offseason. But just like with the fighting and everything, and like I was telling you this privately, and I'll tell everybody else. Like I feel like with the Jets, it's very clicky. And like like me playing football, like it was like that. I don't know if all teams are like that, but like me in high school, it was kind of the same way. It seems like the clique is like Zach Wilson, Garrett Wilson, Barrios, Elijah Moore, Corey Davis, like all like the skills players, and like you don't really see like Quinnen Williams and like Zach Wilson hanging out. Like it doesn't seem like they're as tight as a group as Salah's making them out to be. Like, granted, like Zach Wilson did his world tour and everything, and like yes, he's close with their players, but I just don't think it's the entire team as one unit. I could be wrong. I'm not in the locker room every day. I don't know these guys personally. I don't know what goes on behind closed doors. But just as like an outsider looking in, that's kind of the impression I get. What do you think?
You know what? It's hard because I see them being a brotherhood, and I see them one way, but I've seen another way. I've seen two different sides of the New York Jets, and the thing is, Salah is Salah's a good speaker. He plays off
Yes.
everything not seriously to really on what's going on. Because like, and it's just so hard because it's like we've been through all this before, and
Yeah.
it's one of
Yep.
those things where we saw some good things come out of that game, and we've seen some good things come out of training camp, but we've also seen some bad things too. Granted, it's still the off season, as me and you know, but it's still like I want more, and I know it
Sorry.
was just the first game, and we have to think like that, right? It's just the first game still, so we have to be patient. But at the same time, I want more. I really do. I want more. I
And
want
even
more.
like Wilson's first pass, he threw like a worm burner basically to Garrett Wilson, and like his
Yeah, it
footwork,
was
his
an
fundamentals
interception.
were. Well, I saw another one. Like I said, like I didn't watch the game, so I don't know exactly what play it was. But there was a play where it was just kind of like a little like check down to Garrett Wilson. Like he just like completely like overthrew him somehow. And
Yeah.
like he was like standing like square like as he threw it. And like we saw a lot of this with Darnold too. And not to go
Oh yeah.
backwards,
Oh sure. Oh
but
yeah.
it's
Oh yeah.
like some people say like like he can make like off schedule throws and everything. Like well, that's not always great. Like, like you need to like have your
Mhm.
feet planted. Like you need to throw like an NFL quarterback. You can't just be running and then just chuck it up there because that's careless. Like you don't see like when's the last time you saw Tom Brady throw a pass like that? Like Tom Brady, like granted he has like one of the best, one of the best O lines in the NFL, but like his feet are always planted. He looks like an actual quarterback throwing the ball. Like he's not
Yeah,
just chucking it up there. Zach Wilson, like he was completely like his body was completely parallel. Like his
yeah,
legs were like side by side, and he just chucked it. And like
yeah,
that's not what you want to see for somebody who worked, his tail off all off season long. We saw it last year. He's bringing in his personal quarterback coach. They're signing him to the team. They have done everything they can to help him. And if
yeah,
he can't get his fundamentals down, then
yeah,
he's gonna have a real issue. And I think that was one of Sam Darnold's biggest problems too. Is like his footwork got worse as he went on,
yeah.
and I don't want to see the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. I get that. But you also got to look at it from this point of view. They helped Wilson succeed. Jets did
Yes.
not help Darnold succeed when
No,
Darnold was
no,
here.
no. That's what I'm
So
saying. It's
it's
comparing apples
different.
to oranges,
Right.
but
But
like as
it's
far as
different.
regimes,
Yeah.
it's different. But like I'm seeing like the footwork and the fundamentals aren't where I
Yeah.
want them personally to be. I just want to see
Well,
him look like a competent quarterback when he throws the football, and
I
that's
get
not to
that,
take away
but
from his arm talent.
yeah.
And like I understand like this offensive line I don't think it's as good as people are saying. Like they still need to get acclimated with each other, and like that's fine.
Yeah.
It's the first preseason game. We're not going to
Right.
sit here and dissect everything they're doing because Wilson, it's his first game back in months. Like you could throw the football a million times, but when you put the pads on, and you have a defensive end, coming for your neck. That's a completely different situation. But
Right.
it's just I don't know. Like I feel like that was a problem last year. Like sometimes, and I saw it at the scrimmage as well. He's holding on to the ball too long. He seems like a lot of times he's he doesn't know what he wants. Like he doesn't know what he's looking for, or what he is looking for isn't there,
Hmm.
and he seems very indecisive at times. And it's just those kind of mental blocks. And not to beat a dead horse, but like his footwork did not look good, especially on that one play. But I didn't see every snap he took, but it's just it's a little
You
concerning.
didn't miss much. It was just one snap. He only did two or three plays, and he was like, it
He's like,
wasn't
I'm
really
out of here.
anything. And then he got himself hurt. Like he did it to himself. He got hurt to himself. So
Well, that
it's
turf at MetLife has screwed up quite a few people.
it wasn't at MetLife.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, like the turf at MetLife has screwed up people. So, like, I don't know if it's like an NFL turf thing, or what
Oh,
the
okay,
deal
yeah,
is.
yeah,
But because I know like turf is a lot different than playing on grass. So
right,
no, I understand it
right.
wasn't at MetLife. I know that, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know if that's like around the league or like what the issue with that is.
Well, like I said, I hope Zach's okay. I hope he can bounce back, and I hope he can continue to get better, even though he got himself hurt. But I hope everything goes well with the surgery. But I want to move on to the bright sides of the game, and also just its training camp is, you know, Calvin Jackson, Zonovan Knight. They're they're making a difference, making a
Yes,
huge difference, and they're
they're
like,
earning a spot.
yeah, I mean, it's Calvin Jackson can easily go to number four, easily, or number
Yes.
five, because we haven't seen much of Barrios, we haven't seen much of Mims. We saw Wilson, and we didn't even see more that night. So
Right.
it's just it's cool. I hope he does. I'm rooting for Jackson. I'm rooting for Knight as well. But
Do you think he
uh,
could take Do you think he could take Mims' spot possibly, or
possibly, but we haven't seen Barrios in a good sequence because um, I think he's not dealing with any injuries, but he's just
no?
not. But but that's the thing though, and this is where I go back to Salah is DJ Reed didn't play that night, and now Quentin Williams got injured today,
I saw that. They
so
said
it's
he's gonna be
like
fine though.
yeah, I heard that too. And but the injuries are the key. The injuries is what's and I get what Salah's doing. You know, he's being protected. He's being protective. Like I get that, but like sometimes they just need to go out there to see what you got. Now, granted, we won the game, which is great for us. It was a great comeback. But all those guys are making a name for themselves to do that. Like number 15 that we asked Strimler and and Calvin Jackson and Zonovan Knight, but like it's one of those things where they all need to be on the same page because the defense didn't even look good in the beginning. It was not good. It was not
No, I
good.
know.
So it's just I hope this is just a rough patch. I hope it's just one of those things where they're in the beginning of the process and it'll get better over as preseason goes. And then
Yeah.
Flacco didn't have a good day today, so it's just I hope over time I hope we just see improvements and everyone like gets in the same position, including
Hey,
Salah.
how about Jeremy Ruckert? Look at him, man, coming back,
I
making
know,
the
hometown
touchdown.
boy.
Yeah, he's making an impact. It's exactly what you want to see. I think he's the future tight end one of this team. Maybe
If
not,
we,
maybe two,
yeah,
3 years down the line, but
right.
I think he's definitely, I think he's gonna have a prominent role in this offense.
I agree. He's going to be the future. He ain't going to like start a lot of games. Not going to play a lot of games this year, but
And I love his
he.
dad too.
Everyone loves his dad. Everyone
How do you
loves his
not?
dad.
He's
I
like
love
our
it.
dad.
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
He's like the
But
dad of the
it's
dads
just.
now.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. But it's just. It's just overall. There were some bright spots, and there were not so much bright spots. Clemens is tearing it up. I'm so happy for Clemens right now. You
Seeing
don't
him
want to mess with
run,
that dude.
seeing him
Ugh,
sprinting after the quarterback, and his
yeah,
college coach had commented on that too. Like he just won't stop. Like
yeah,
you have to like call him back, almost like a dog. Like, hey, come on,
right,
come back now. Like your
right.
play's over, and like he's almost like you ever be like playing like Madden, like the play, like you like the play's done, like the player's just like running like into the bleachers. That reminds me
Yeah,
of like Clement. Like he's just not gonna stop running, and I love it though, because he's pumped up and like all he like Sawa says, he goes into a dark zone, and a dark place rather. It's just I get so excited talking about him, man.
and then you have Mr. Smart, number 79, did really
Yeah,
well. Did really well. He's making it. He's making he. I love what Mr. Smart's doing. I hope he makes the team, but we'll see. Maybe practice spot. But he made a name for himself in that game too, just like
yep,
Clemens
he did.
and JJ. Mr. JJ is doing pretty well too. It's just all about getting those reps. Joyner's doing really well. Sherwood's doing really well. Um, Whitehead is doing pretty good too. So I like seeing that, but the offense has to do more. The defense in the beginning of the games have to do more. But like I said, I know I keep saying this. I know he's trying to sub people out. I know he's trying to keep everything rotated and stuff, but he's got to let his starters play and then immediately, like after the first quarter or second quarter, give it to the rest of those guys. Don't make them go the whole first half and then not play until the second, third, or fourth quarter. But if the Jets can be really good, it's just these injuries. These injuries suck, and we all need. And Salah needs to get everyone on the same page.
It's been happening for years now, man. It was
Yeah, I
happening
know.
with Gase, and then I remember, like
I
last
don't
year,
want
like
to fucking talk about Gase, Liam. We're done with that
I know.
shit.
Well, the reason I mention this is because they fired, like the trainer that Gase had, and they brought in like a whole new like 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 strength and conditioning staff, I should say, for
Right,
lack of a better word.
right,
I think that's
right.
like the actual name of it. You know what I'm you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Like nutritionists and everything, like like with
right,
like these nutritionists, like they're feeding like Mims like bad salmon, like it's like I don't know, like I know that's a year old, but like
right,
I don't know, like what is it gonna take? Like why is this an every year problem? And I understand teams have injuries every single year. Every year
right,
a prominent player goes out, he misses the season. Last
right.
year we saw it with Carl Lawson, but it just seems like we get bit by the injury bug so bad every
Mm-hmm.
single year. Zach Wilson's running, and now he's like tearing his knee up and everything. It's like, come on,
Right.
like nobody even touched him. Like Mekhi
Yeah.
Becton, like we're all rooting for him, and like Mekhi Becton's, don't I'm not gonna get started on that because I'm not too happy with him, but it's just like he comes back, we had big hopes for him, he goes down. It's so frustrating, man. It
Yeah, but
really is.
In Makai's defense, I don't really think it was his fault. In his defense, to me, I don't think that's just me
Right.
though.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't want to go too deep into the Mekhi rabbit hole, but
Yeah,
it's just I
yeah,
don't think he came in shape.
yeah,
But
yeah. I mean, just like what we've been saying, with the training camps, it's good to get the reps in, good to get everybody in. Dwayne Brown was in
Officially
today.
signed?
Yeah, officially
Yep.
signed, getting his reps in. He looks pretty good. He's going through strength and conditioning as well. I'm really happy for him. I really hope everything continues to go well for him. They did confirm that George Fant is going to go to the right side, and he is totally okay with it. And Dwayne is going to take that spot on the left. So that means you got McGovern, AVT, Fant, and then you have Dwayne, and then Lake Tomlinson, which is honestly, that's an upgrade in my opinion. I mean, if they can all stay
Absolutely.
healthy. I mean, we know Dwayne Brown. His last 3 years been a Pro Bowler, but Dwayne Brown, in my opinion, he's had a lot of health issues too. He's been in trouble with the law once as well. So it's. I hope his knees can hold up for a 37 going on 38-year-old. I hope so. Knock on wood. He's a very good player. I'm a very big fan of him, but if he can stay healthy, it could be dangerous. Whoever's the quarterback, whether it's Flacco or White, Wilson, Strendler. I mean, I want to know your question about McGovern. Do you think he's the perfect center, or should we get someone else? Because they
I
love
wanted
him.
Creed
They
Humphreys
love
a
him.
years ago.
They love him.
I mean, I don't think he's horrible. I think we
Mm-hmm.
were spoiled by Nick Mangold for years. But
Okay.
I mean, like I think like if we were to cut him, he'd go. I think he'd get a starting job somewhere else. Like I don't think he's one of the bottom centers in the league, but
Right.
I think there's definitely room for an upgrade. And I want to talk about George Fant for a second. Because like him moving
Yeah.
back, left tackle and right tackle, there's a big difference with money and contracts there.
Yeah.
Left
Yeah.
tackles
He's
are
up
paid a
there.
lot more than right tackles. Do you
Right.
think that this is gonna? I mean, like George Fant's a team player, so he's gonna do it, and like he has the experience on
Right.
the right side. But do you think this
Right.
is gonna piss him off a little? Or like like he might not want an extension. Do you think? I personally, I mean, I get it because Brown is a Pro Bowler left tackle. Like I
Right.
understand that. And George
Yeah.
Fant,
He'll
he was
be
playing at a
future
Pro
Hall
Bowl
of
level
Famer.
last year.
Future Hall of
Yes.
Famer. Yeah.
And George Fant has the experience, but like I just feel like there's like a ton of moving parts on the line now, especially because Salah came out and said no, like George Fant is definitely 100% our left tackle. Now he's moving back. I understand like
Right.
that's not Salah's issue, like that's not like Salah's problem, like he didn't
Right.
cause that, he didn't want this to happen. But
Right.
it's just I don't know, man. Like I don't know if he's gonna want to be on the team next year. I mean, I guess it depends on how they
Well,
do.
Fant Fant always said that he loves playing for Salah and the Jets, but the only one concern was he just wants to be taken care of contract wise, and he wants the team
Right.
to have his back. And I think we've done that. It's just you're right. He's moving around too much, and I don't know if he likes it or not. But he is close with Dwayne Brown. They played together in Seattle, so I mean
Right.
they must have had some type of agreement. Granted, Brown and Fant were on the same left side, but like it's just going to be up to what Fant is okay with it and what he wants. I mean, I hope Lincoln Tomlinson as the veteran will help these guys figure it out because he's been doing a great job on the O lineman so far.
I just don't want Fan to eventually be like, I just don't want him to get frustrated and be like upset with the organization and just be.
Right,
I hope not. Like he's not so far. He's not been a distraction at all.
right,
But like deep down, like he might. I mean, like just think about like if you were working like, all right, you're doing this. Like now you're doing this. You're doing. Yeah, it's like come on. Like you're doing like a million different things here. Like I've been
right,
training all season. I played last
right,
season at left tackle. Like I've been training
right,
left tackle all season.
right,
I mean,
right.
that might frustrate me a little bit, but I don't know.
I
It's
don't know.
it's
I mean,
interesting though.
Bryce Hall is making a case for himself though on defense. He's been doing very
Yes, he
well,
is.
and so
Yep.
is Joyner and Pinnock. They've both been doing a fantastic job. The defense is up and down. I know Quincy Williams had that one thing going for him in that game, but I mean overall the highlight of the night on defense was Smart and Clemens. They
Yeah,
did very well, and so did there was another guy that also did really well, and Sherwood as well. So
absolutely.
sky's the limit for those guys. I hope they continue to do well. But man, I love Sauce Gardner. I love that
Oh yes.
he's talking a lot of shit, and I get that. But you know what? If things continue the way that they're going, which I don't know, because he could turn it around here in the next 3 games, Bryce Hall might be that starting guy. You know, he might be that starting guy.
I don't know. I think they love Sauce.
I get that and all, but
He might
I
not have
just
every
think,
starting rep.
yeah,
And I think
I
that I mean that's Salah's rule with the defense. Like a lot of guys like rotate in and out. Like they could all be starters, you
oh
know.
yeah,
But,
yeah,
I mean, I get it. Like the person, like the players that you send out, first play of the game is
right,
the starter. But I
right,
mean, that's not to take anything away. It could just be a rotational thing. Like Sauce, like he's committing a lot of penalties though.
yeah,
Like he's
exactly,
very handsy. So that
right,
might be something that they're a little concerned about. And just that's gonna get better with time. It's like he
yeah,
has really big shoes to fill because everybody immediately, oh, this is Revis 2.0. Like he hasn't given
yeah,
up a touchdown since high school.
yeah. It's different though.
So it's very different. And
It's different.
I think, I think he's living up to the pressure. I think he's stepping up his
Yeah.
game. But I
Oh,
think
hands down.
I don't know if scared is the right word to use. But I think
No,
like when
it's
he sees
not.
somebody like Elijah Moore, like Elijah Moore, he's going, oh crap, you know, no, 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 no. Like I have this reputation I have to live
Yeah,
up to.
right.
That might come better with time. I'm sorry to, shake my hands all over your camera,
I don't
but
care. I don't care.
the viewers at home care.
Yeah, true.
Which I just wanted to thank everybody for that's in the studio right now watching. Appreciate you guys watching live. But yeah, that's just my opinion. It's like he might start. They might ease him into it. We might see
Right.
more of him as the season goes on.
I agree with that. I hope it continues to go well, and hope the rookies get the reps, the guys get the reps, and they
Yeah,
continue to grow. But I know it's hard because Wilson went down, everything, and Beckham went down. But I think
absolutely.
overall, I think we're headed in a 50-50 situation. It could either go completely great for us or it can go complete shit for us. Who knows? So, but hey,
And
that's why
I
we're here. That's why we're here.
Yeah,
So,
yep. I'm not
giving
as
everybody the
optimistic
update.
as I was last month, and like I don't want to be the
Yeah,
negative Jet fan, but
I don't want to be either.
uh,
But
I'm
but
not feeling as good as I did.
hopefully it's just one game and we'll be good to go.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, hopefully, like once they start getting other guys in,
Right.
once we start having like other teams come in and practice with us, I know we're going to be practicing with the Atlanta Falcons,
And the Giants,
so
right?
and the
And the
Giants.
Giants
Yeah.
too. Okay, yeah. Yeah.
So next game, what's going on? It's
August
preseason, baby.
22nd. August
Yep,
22nd. It's Monday, I think. Yeah, it's
Monday night.
Monday. So it'll be good. I'm looking forward to it. It's Monday Night Football. What's better? What's better?
Are we doing a podcast or?
What do you mean?
Well, if they're playing Monday Night Football, we record on Monday nights, so we have a show.
Yeah,
I think we might have to watch the game and reschedule our podcast. We'll keep you guys
maybe. Who
updated with
knows?
that,
Who knows? Who knows?
or maybe Wednesday we'll just do like a big show. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But guys, just to keep everybody updated, on Wednesday night we have a great Matt O'Leary coming on the podcast. I am very excited. I
Super
got his name
pumped.
right. Thank God I got his name right. But Matt O'Leary will be on the podcast at 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and then 5 p.m. Western Time as well. But we're really looking forward to Mr. Matt coming on the show. We will keep you guys updated with everything NYJ. Follow everything on social media. Like and subscribe. Comment. We love you. We need you. JETS.
Jets, Jets, Jets. Have a good night,
There you
everybody.
go. You too.